everyone. Today I'm going to do a workout which will include a warm-up and a little stretch at the end, okay? A little bit more gentle, and I'm going to use, and you can too if you wish, a pair of tins, a pair of empty water bottles filled with soil or sand, just something that you can add a little bit of resistance if you want to the moves that you know. So I've just got some tinned tomatoes here, and obviously they're not very heavy, and in Pilates they don't need to be very heavy actually, they just add a little bit of an extra stretch at a joint or a little bit of extra resistance. So we're going to start with all this lovely hot weather, lying on our back. So first of all, just get comfortable and lie in a natural position for you. Just let your body relax. Just let everything soften through your ribs. Let your breathing just be. I want you to notice for yourself if you've any aches and pains today, and if you have, just think about being careful if there's anything you need to be aware of and not do. I'll always offer alternatives for every move, as you know. Or that you just might feel you need a bit of a stretch. So here we go. I want you to align your heels to your sit bones. You can do that by putting the feet together, lifting up the heels, turning them out, bringing the toes in line. And they'll align to those sit bones and the knees to the hip bones. And then gently lengthen the neck, lift the chin and draw your shoulder blades down your back. I want you to roll the marble, so just find your way into that neutral position that you know and love or don't love, and find your way there to the best that you can with a slight low back arch and those hip bones horizontally aligned with the pubic bone. Then just rest the arms down by your side, and from there just start to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Just notice how that breath goes into your rib cage and expands it all the way around the body, not just on the top. Whilst you're adding that breathing in, just start to relax as much as you can around the front of the hips and the back of the thighs. Give the legs a little shake maybe, that will just relax all these muscles here, and then just let go of the shoulders. So let them melt into the mat. I'm going to activate the core today using the hipster belt method. So I want you to think about the 10 notches of your belt. And we're going to begin with an in-breath, and then a pull into the tightest notch of your belt so it really flattens you off here, and then let it go and just let the body let go around the midsection. Keep those legs relaxed, shoulders relaxed. Get your breathing settled, and then breathe in and pull halfway in this time to the 5th notch. You should feel that quite tense down the lower end of the tummy, and then let that one go as well. So both of those are over-activation. We don't want that. We just want the minimal amount of activation to stabilise the spine. So let's breathe in and gently pull in just to that 3rd notch. And from there, just place your hands onto your shoulders and just keep hold of the core, but just start to circle your arms round. Mobilising the shoulders a little bit. Lovely warm weather, so it doesn't take a lot to get our joints flowing with the fluid that keeps them lubricated. Just rest the arms out to the side and gently sway the knees over in one direction and back to centre, over in the other and back to centre. Not all the way, just a little way. Keep your feet apart, keep your knees apart, Just feel like these oblique muscles are doing a little bit of a job, so you're not leading with the legs, but you're leading from the midsection. And then come back to centre. And then just press heel, toe away on one foot. So just mobilising in the ankle. And just one more of those. Place that foot down and then do the same on the other side. So just heel and toe, stretching the calf, pointing the toes so you stretch the shins as well. And then just relax the legs. Now let them open and close. Maybe bring the arms down now, open and close. So don't bring them together, just bring them back to hip width apart, opening up in the hips there. Good. And then let's go for the hips a bit more. Just float one leg up, the other leg up, first leg down, second leg down. Just go up and up, down and down. Now the leg you put down last, lift it first this time. So up and up, down and down. Try not to let the tummy dome or the back flatten to the floor. And try and keep the shoulders nice and relaxed. One more of those. And then put those feet together again, move them slightly closer to your bottom, back into that neutral. Just squeeze the bottom and then just half a little imprint of that low back. So I'll move my arms, so it's just like this. So just stretching into your lumbar spine and just flattening off. Just come halfway up, you don't need to go any more at the moment. And just do one more of those. And then reach those arms over your head and keep them crossed. Now circle them round. Reach them over. Try not to lose your neutral. Circle them round. One more time. And relax. Tuck your knees into your chest. And just, if you want to, have a little rock side to side now. I'm going to start with the shoulder bridge. I'm not going to make this a really challenging one today, just all good mobility, keep us active. And then come back to centre, pop the feet down. Now if you want to use your tins, then please do. Put one beside each side of you. We're going to set up in our neutral, put the tins so you can hold on to them with the hands, get everything in the right position with the neutral spine, alignment through the heels, the knees, the hips. Make sure you're not flattening yet. Relax the shoulders, relax the legs, and just breathe in and pull into the third notch of your belt. Now squeeze the bottom again. This time you're going to imprint, but you're going to peel up to your shoulders. Breathe in at the top and breathe out to try and reconnect each vertebrae one at a time, not missing any on the way down. Come back to neutral, so re-establish that low back arch, squeeze the bottom, off you go again. Now if you've got heavier weights that you like to use, maybe a 1 kilo dumbbell, then that's always a good idea as well if you're going to use weights. It just adds a little bit more. But now we're going to add in the arms. Just float those arms over, and that's ample. They're 400 grams each. Just curl the spine down, and it gets harder when you leave your arms behind, and then float the arms over. Squeeze the bottom and peel up again as you breathe out. Breathe in, float those arms over, and breathe out to peel down again. So you may want to stick with just doing the body, or you may wish to add the arms as we have here. Or you may wish now to just add in the legs. So come down again if you don't want to, but that's an out breath, in breath, out breath, in breath, and then peel down. Now if you struggle with the peel down, bring the arms back at the same time as your body, so you don't do it separately, and that will just help you connect. So let's carry on here. You can do the knee lift, or you can just lift one leg up, do a little circle, do 2 times, and then place it down, and then float the other leg, breathing out, breathe in and out, just 2 circles round, and then bring it down, and then peel your spine down, and then bring your arms over. So let's just do a couple more of those. Go to whichever level you wish. So I'll go up here again. Breathe in up here and then breathe out. Circle round. Bend the knee, come down. Other side, up we go. Circle. Bend the knee and come down. And then bring those arms back. One more of these, so if you're going for just the body and the arms, you carry on doing that. I'm just going to do the knee lift version this time. So out breath, in breath, out breath, in breath, and then peel down, bring the arms down, and just place your tins down if you're using any. Hug the knees in just to stretch the low back again and your glutes. We're going to set up in neutral, and we're going to be doing a bicycle this time. So same position, so put those feet together, lift the heels up, turn them out, bring the toes in line, gently roll your marble, get yourself into your neutral, slide the shoulders down, lengthen the neck, lift the chin, and then just relax those legs, relax the shoulders. You can breathe in and activate the core. Now we can use the tins again if you wish, or you just leave it. You're going to hold them like handlebars. So if you want to just go for a slightly simpler option, you start, just lift up onto the toe, hold the leg here, and you're going to begin cycling with one leg. If you want to make it a little harder than that, you lift the second heel up, float the legs, and begin a cycling action. And look at the speed of this, it's very slow. I want you to just do a slow motion cycle, as if you're going up a hill on your bike. If you want to make it easier, you just simply pedal with smaller pedals. If you want to make it harder, lengthen your legs right out like this. What you don't want to do is lose your neutral, so if your legs go too high in the air, it will flatten your spine. And then just keep pedaling away. If it gets too much, just pop one leg down and carry on with a single leg cycle. And if you're working with single legs anyway, then just swap to the other side periodically, so you've worked both legs. Okay. With handlebars here, they help keep your shoulders relaxed. Because if we just put the arms down by our sides, what we find is the shoulders tend to want to take the tension. But by doing this, the focus is further down the arm and your shoulders are nice and relaxed. And what you can do is pedal the other way for a change. You can do that whether you're doing single leg or double leg. Please come out of this at any time that you need to. If you're holding your breath, or your tongue is doming, or you've lost your neutral, you pop one leg down and then the other. So just going backwards. Few more pedals. Okay. Keep breathing wide and full. Your hips will probably be the ones feeling it right now. And then you come back to your start position. Lower one leg, then the other. Now just go for a nice full body stretch. And then relax the body. Draw one knee towards the chest and ease it in. If you have any knee issues, put your hand behind your thigh. And this is the muscle you're trying to stretch, so just let go in the front of the hip and then swap to the other side. Just relax that straight leg as much as you can and then release it. Okay, I'm going to do some hip rolls now. So again, you can use the tins to help you keep the stability in the shoulder joint. So if you just again take the feet hip width apart, get into your neutral, and then find that place with a low back arch and your flat tummy. You're simply going to take your tins and hold your hands out as if you're going to do a chicken wing. Now push the breastbone down and try and relax everything. And then breathe in and just gently activate the core. Now level one, you're simply going to roll the knees in one direction as you breathe out and breathe in to come back. Breathe out to roll the other way. Always looking at the ceiling on this one, not looking in the opposite direction. Keep going with that. If a little bit harder, balance on the toes. And for this, I want you just to try to keep those shoulders completely still. So you're not twisting away from the knees. And this is perfectly fine at this level. It does the job. It's working your midsection. Keep the tummy flattened. Try not to use the legs to pull. If you want to make it a little bit harder, then just over you go with a double knee fold. But because we're not twisting in the opposite direction with our head and our arms, but then you don't want to be going all the way down to the floor with this, with the knees. So it's a smaller action. If you like to work a bit harder, you can straighten the trailing leg on the way out, bring it back on the way in. Or you can straighten both legs out and back on the way in. Just keep it nice and slow. So you've got lots of levels there. Hope you just find the one that you feel the challenge that you want, but you don't feel discomfort. The hardest thing for many of us is holding those arms where they are. And the fact this makes you roll down your mat a bit after a while. So let's just do a few more. If you want to keep it a bit lower, just bring those toes to the mat, but don't push through the mat. So then your core is still able to do the job. The more you push with your feet, the less your core is active. Pull in, do 2 more. So breathing out as you go down, always breathing in to come back. And then relax. Just gently bring chins to one side, roll the shoulders a little bit, and then draw the knees in. So staying working around the midsection, we're going to do one we all know, the good old chalk circles. Now definitely it works with a tin on this one to help you stretch overhead if need be. I'll just get that one out of the way. The way we're going to do it today is lie on your side, and if you need a cushion or you have a block, then put it there so that it lifts your head a little bit. I want you to try to straighten your legs out towards me, so towards the, let's say the camera, what you're watching, so that you can lie there and lift that waist right up. Now if that's really uncomfortable for you, then bend your knees like this and you can still have the same position. If it isn't, try and keep them out sort of at 90 degrees, and you'll see why, because it helps you keep the hips as still as possible. So holding on to your tin, lifting your waist, relax your legs and your feet, breathe in and activate the core. On the out breath, roll the tin over the end of the other hand and then glide as slowly around you as you can, but with your hand as close to the floor as you can get it. Up and over the hips, breathe in, breathe out. Now turn the chest to the ceiling, and then when you've got the arm around at your bottom, turn back again. So you're just, as your arm reaches your ear, that's when you want to turn the chest and your head to the ceiling and come all the way round. If you're a bit tight in the shoulders, the tin helps to stretch it open a bit. If it's uncomfortable, then don't use it. Or you can bend the arm on the way round, or you can do an arm opening, which is this one. So you're just taking out the bit overhead. So let's just do a couple more of these. So round you go. Just trying to keep that mobility in your spine, that's what you're getting there, and in the shoulder. Try and keep the feet stacked. Mine had sneaked off there. And let's just do one more of these. And then backing over. And have a little rest. Okay, so stay where you are for a moment. And we're going to work on the other side. All right. So come down when you're ready. Straighten those legs out in front of you, arms out in front of you. Bend the knees now if you're not comfortable. Lift your waist up, pull the shoulder back, lift the chin. And then when we're ready, we're going to relax the legs, breathe in and activate the core, and then push the tin over the end of the other hand as you breathe out and start to go all the way round in the same way as you did on the other side. Okay, so you can have the legs straight, you can have those legs bent. But what you don't want to do is lose that waist lift. So you want to keep the waist lifted. And just holding that as we go around. Always just begin breathing in around here and breathing out as you continue. And if you need more breaths with this one, it's fine. You just take what you need. And again, really stretching open. And then just one more of these. So open up, keep breathing, and then round you come. And pop that down. So we're going to have a little rest for a moment again, but we don't need long on this one, so just straighten out the legs. Rest your head on your arm this time, and you're going to bend the top leg over the front and then lift your waist again. Pull the shoulders back, lift your chin, and now relax that underneath leg, and then the top leg will relax as well. We're going to work on the inner thighs. So I want you to breathe in, activate the core, and then when you're ready on an out breath, you're lifting that leg from the floor. So you breathe out, you breathe in. What you're trying not to do is as you lift, you don't want your waist to drop to the floor. So up we come and down. If you can keep the foot relaxed, then do. It will help you use those inner thigh muscles, your adductors. If you point the toe, it makes the whole leg work on that inner thigh, inner side. And just up and down, nice and slowly. Keep breathing. Don't let the waist drop. Now if you struggle with this, you can lift with a bent leg like this. It makes it different. I wouldn't say it makes it easier, but it makes it different, so you haven't got the stretch down the inner thigh so much. If not, just stay with that lift and lower. Good. So just see how well you can lift, how high, without the waist changing its position. That way your core is doing the job, you're keeping your little belt done up, and you're isolating those muscles of the inner thighs. Good, now let's rest, so bending that knee in, and if you come up this time and you sit, put the legs open like this, that will just stretch that inner thigh, and then we'll go down on the other side. Okay, so down we go. Stretch the arm out, rest your head. Of course, if you can't do that, the cushion is fine. Straighten out the legs, straighten out the body. So if you were standing up, you'd be in standing neutral, and then pop that top leg over. Push the hip away to help you lift that waist away from the floor. Relax the underneath leg. The top leg will relax. Then breathe in and activate the core. Now just gently, when you're ready, out breath, in breath. Just trying to keep a relaxed foot. And breathe. Not to push too hard here. You may want to just take the hand away completely. Or if you know your waist is dropping, you can always thread your hand through at the back so that you don't crush the hand. Just keep with that. Remember, you can do a bent knee version if you wish. You may want to just try it anyway. It's actually a bit harder to get the technique right, but it's working less towards the knee joint, so if you have a knee issue, it will be less uncomfortable, shall we say. And then keep going, keep breathing, try not to let your shoulders drop forward, try and keep nice and lifted through the chin. Three more of those. So really push up towards the ceiling, breathing out, breathing in. And relax. So you may want to stay where you are, or you may want to just sit here and open up into a nice adductor stretch, okay? So we're going to do the plank now, so a little bit harder, but we're going to do one that is basically on the elbows. So I want you to rest up so the elbows are under your shoulders, not forward and not wide, so they're tucked in. Then you can turn your heels out and your toes in, slide your shoulder blades down your back, and just let the body relax there. If you've got low back issues, that may not be your most comfortable place, so just tilt to begin, but we won't stay here long. Breathe, but everything relaxed, just breathe in and activate the core, that will help. And then peel yourself up until you're literally bottom and shoulders are a similar height. And you hold that position. Every time you need a rest, it's simple, you breathe in, and you roll your way down again. Now that's level one. So you peel and you get past that awkward bit there, not bottom up there, so you're coming back, but keeping there. If you want to make it a little bit harder, I'll just move slightly. Then you tuck the toes under. Only when you're in this position. Straighten one leg, straighten the other, bend, bend. So you're going up, down, down. That's a little bit harder. You can come down every time you need to, or indeed you can go for a held plank. Make sure you're not dipping in the low back, or you haven't got your bottom up here. You're trying to keep the shoulder girdle doing its job, your toes as well. If it's getting a bit hard, then you can start doing down, down, up, up. So it's like a halfway house. Or come down and rest. So I want you to carry on with that one and just do it a couple of times. Take a breath when you're down. Engage the core and then up you come. Don't go straight from the floor to the upper plank. Go to here first, then to here. And that way all the right muscles kick in at the right time. Try and focus your eye line on your hands. I know I was looking here, that's not the best job. Slide the shoulder blades down. And of course you can just hold it there as we did before and then come down. So we're going to do one more attempt at that, alright? So just relax. If it's not comfortable, go back into a child pose and use this time as a child pose. One more time if you can. Slide the shoulder blades down. Pull the core in when you're ready. Peel your way up. Bottom not too high and hold. We'll do this one. Up, up, down, down. Or do this one where you're holding. And just a little thing to finish on. If you want to make it a little bit harder just for your last one, and you're up here, just do this. And if you're not up here, just hold it there. And from this time, from this position, we are going to slowly walk back into, and very slowly, into a child pose. So bring your knees forwards and just ease down. Now place your hands down beside you. That will open between the shoulder blades. And as I've said before, if that's not a comfortable stretch for you, it's fine here. It's fine to have your head on a firm, books or cushions, or sitting in a cushion here so that it tilts you there, so that you're not so compressed, as it were. Now curl up, give yourself a cat stretch. And then we're just going to finish on a good old swan dive. So pop the forehead to the mat, hands out to the side, heels out, toes in. Now just gently tip the tailbone backwards so you're lifting your waist. And then try and relax through your upper body and then through your glutes. And then breathe in and activate the core. Okay? Look to the mat. And then just start as if you're rolling or blowing a Malteser along the floor. And down you go again. Keep the shoulders down. So that's level 1. Just trying to extend your upper back. If you want to come a little further on that, start to push through the forearms. So you're coming a little higher. Try to keep the bottom relaxed. Breathe out as you come up. Breathe in as you go down. If you like to go a little further, then start to push through the hands to bring you up. Soften those buttocks at the top. And then down you come. And if you want to go one more, you can use any of the arm positions. But when you get down, you squeeze the bottom, lengthen and lift the legs. And then heels go out again. You come up from the upper body again. If it's tough, then do one leg and then up you come. Breathing out, breathing in. And then do the other leg the next time. So that's an out breath, in breath, out breath. Breathe in at the top if you want. let go of the bottom, out breath to go down. Breathe in at the bottom, breathe out to lift. So when you add it all together, the breathing changes slightly. So that's an out breath, always to initiate the move. In breath here, let go of the buttocks, out breath. Breathe in, relax the shoulders. Breathe out, lift one or both legs. Try not to let your tummy push through the mat. And then just a couple more. As I said, you don't even need to lift the legs. You can stick to the upper body if you prefer. Keep the belt done up. Relax the shoulders when you're lifting the legs. Let's just have one more of those. So push. Down we go. Squeeze the bottom. Breathe out. Breathe in. And relax. Bring your hands in a little bit closer. And again, slowly come back to some form of the child's pose. So that might be right back here, as I said before, or it could be keeping the elbows here. And then take your legs wider, and if you can, just sit back towards your heels, and then cat stretch. So you're coming forwards. Keep the knees wider, the toes together, and then down you go again. And just do what your body will do. You don't want to be coming very far forward with this one. You just keep that rounded spine and knees wide. Okay. And just relax into that position. Bring the knees together and find your comfortable place in your child pose. Take a few deep breaths. Let everything relax. Then place your hands by your ears. Gently come up. Check your blood pressure's okay. I want you to kneel up if you can. So you're in this position, and then take that front foot forwards. I want you just to rock back here and then there. So you might find again that you need to hold on to something other than the floor, or you need some books here. But try and do this. I know you just can't go and grab a load of books, but you're just rocking backwards and forwards. So it's a little bit of a hip stretch, a little bit of a hamstring stretch. And it's a moving stretch. But let's finish that side in a held stretch. So you might be up here and that's fine, or you might be down here. They're both fine. Tip the tailbone up to the ceiling. If it's not comfortable there, you could always bring both hands round one side. And then from there, sweep the leg round the back, step the other foot forward, take it forward, and then rock forward and back. So a bit into the hamstrings, bit into the hips. Just a nice moving stretch. The more you stretch, the more you're able to stretch. So in this lovely hot weather, your body's more pliable anyway. Now let's just move and hold it in that end position. Again, as I said, you might be up here, you may be more comfortable here. Just tip the tailbone to the ceiling so you really get a good stretch in those hamstrings. And then release it, Bring the leg round. We're ready to get up and get going. Or maybe you're doing this at the end of the day, but thank you very much for joining me.